We are back. We are back. Episode 4 of Dr. Bunny and the Rabbit Chronicles. We are going to do the layer now that connects these 2 feet together, so then this becomes one piece instead of 2. Feels weird. I'm feeling a little disjointed. I've spent the last couple of days reorganizing my craft table. I mentioned that in a previous video because I knocked my Sizzix off my desk a few times with my chair. So I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit of an expensive piece of equipment to keep, hitting the ground. So it was warranted. And I initially swapped sides, and I put my sewing machine over here. But the more I looked at it, I was like, honestly, my sewing machine doesn't need to be up on my table. I can take it out and put it up on the table when I need it. So it is underneath my table, off to the side, and my cords for the sewing machine I ran down the back and underneath the table, so they're down here under the shelf. So that way, when I do need to sew, I can just put my sewing machine right here in front of me, pull the cords out from under the table, plug them in, and I'm good to go. But my sewing machine is now not out in in the general space and taking up space on my table. But it feels weird. I said I'm feeling a little disoriented because everything's in a different spot, And it'll probably feel a little more weird when I actually do some of the journaling stuff, because that's the supplies that really moved. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1. Now let's see if we're correct. Get my extra light out. So, Rabbit Chronicle for today. It is year 3, going to Sandpoint, Idaho for the Rabbit Show. This is the first year that my daughter went with Christina and I. We were in Rusty, which, we hadn't bought my Suburban yet. So we were still in Rusty. Rusty was a manual transmission, single cab pickup with a canopy on it. Now, by this point in time, Christina and I pretty much had separate rabbitries, but we still, we did shows together. So loaded up in the back of the truck was my rabbits, Christina's rabbits, and my daughter Sam's rabbits, plus all the equipment that we needed for showing rabbits, and all of the like the camping equipment. We've learned from the last 2 years about making sure that we have everything we need for camping at the base of the mountain in Sandpoint, Idaho. So we are good to go on the camping gear. So we are cruising along. Okay, something. Why do I keep getting things wrong? So this, here, here, start with that. So anyway, first year with Sam, and we get on the road. We're heading down the highway, and the skies open up. It was like the biggest storm. It was insane. Well, rain, rain, rain. It was coming down so stinking hard. And I reached down to turn my blinker, or not my blinkers, my windshield wipers on. Turn the knob, and it busts off in my hand. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Oh, yet another. Here we are. Yet another Sandpoint, Idaho show issue, right? Travel issue, whatever, however you want to think about it. So we like had my daughter and Christina look through like the glove box and whatever they could reach to see about finding a tool, any kind of tool that I could use for the blinker, because I can't, the knob won't stay on. I tried several times, and every time I would let go of the knob, it would fall off. So clearly that's not going to work. And so I'm like, okay, find me, I'm like, okay, we're in the truck, right? We got to have tools in here. Well, yes, we had tools in the truck. The problem is they were in the bed of the truck. And not only were they in the bed of the truck, they were at the front of the bed of the truck. So up next to the window, So our options were to completely unload the truck so we could get to the toolbox, or see if we had another option. That other option, you guys got to picture this. The other option was my daughter climbing through the window of the truck and through the window of the canopy into the bed until she could get to the toolbox and get something up that we can use. And that was how we ended up doing it. Now, was that the end of it? Oh no. No. Of course it wasn't the end of it. Because while I was expecting there to be sorry, I had to take that light off. It was irritating me. I was expecting there to be vice grips in the toolbox. That I could just put them on, clamp them down, and be good to go. And then I could just clink, 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 when I needed to turn the wipers on. Nope. Were there any vice grips in the toolbox? Of course there wasn't. There was pliers, but no vice grips. So what we ended up having to do was find the knob, and keep in mind, I'm driving. The knob is on the left-hand side. So I'm having to blindly attach the pliers to the knob, get a hold of it, and then from there turn my wipers on while still driving. So it was a constant, like, I can't find the knob, found it, and then the rain would slow down or it would stop. And then it was a nightmare. The whole drive, it would like stop raining, and then boom, the skies would just open up again and dump. And it was and the scramble was on again to get the pliers onto the knob so that I could turn the wipers on and be able to see where I was going. Now, it would have been nice, if I could have just said, you know what, I know I'm going to need them again. I'm just going to leave them on. And I'll just drive with the wipers on, right? But you all know how that works, right? What happens when you're running wipers on a dry windshield? Yeah, we weren't going to listen to that the whole trip. So, fortunately, that was the end of the eventfulness for that trip. We didn't have any more issues. 1, 2, 3, 4. No more craziness. Like I said, we'd learned from the 2 previous years about camping, so we were prepared there. Having a kid with us was a little different. But had we not had her with us, that would have been a nightmare and a half, because we would have had no recourse but to pull over, completely unload the truck in order to get to the toolbox. So thank goodness for a little person at that point. And she ended up kind of being our go-to, like, climb up into the back of the truck person when she went with us on shows, because she was young and we weren't. But yeah, that was a fun trip. And in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if it was that trip. That might have been the trip where we actually stayed with my sister rather than camping. I'm not super positive on that. But here's a funny story even with that. And Christina doesn't watch my channel. But so I'm like, yeah. But when I asked her, what stories do you remember? This was one that my daughter was like, well, I don't know if she would want this being told, but, and so when I reminded Christine, I go, remember that? And she's like, oh yeah. And then she kind of added the final punchline to it. So Christina is kind of notoriously gassy. Like she has a lot of digestive issues. I do too, but mine weren't as bad then as they are now. But it was like everything she ate upset her stomach in some form or fashion. And it usually made her super, super gassy at bare minimum. Well, we're at my sister's and we're sleeping in the spare room, which is bunk beds. And my daughter and I are on the bottom bunk. Christina's up on the top bunk. And we're kind of goofing and laughing, and kind of just having a good time, which we always did when we were, on the road. We always had a good time. Um, Next thing you know, Christina just starts ripping them. And I'm sorry, farts are funny. If you don't find farts funny, I don't know what to tell you, but farts are funny. And the more she laughed, the more she farted. Well, she thought she was going to kind of like tamper it down a little bit because, like, my sister, the bathroom was next to the bedroom we were in. So the bathroom was in between um, the room we were in and my sister's bedroom. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, something's off again. Um, my sister could hear what was going on in the bedroom. And so Christina was like, trying to like tamper it down a little bit, right? I'm gonna pull this off until I figure it out, because this needs to be out here one. Um, so she scoots herself up against the wall. Okay, up against the wall. Is this going to fix the problem, do you think? No. Because now as she's passing gas, it's coming down the crack between the wall and the bed. And so we're just, she's like, my sister lives in, at the time, what did I do here? Again, what did I do here? At the time, my sister lived in a town called Apple in Idaho. And it became the running joke after that point that Christina's apple was talking. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if this is. See, something's not right because it's not connecting in over here somewhere. So yeah, it became the running joke. So every time, anybody from that point forward, anytime anybody would pass gas, it would be like, "Oh, your apple's talking." 1, 2, then up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can't seem to figure out where my error is here. Oh, down here. 3, down 1, 1, 2, 3, up 1, 1, 2, up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, up 2, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double, a double, up 2 down, 1, down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why am I not able to figure out what's going on here? So this side is right. This side is right up to there anyway, as far as I can tell. It should be like right there. Three, 3, 3, up 1, 2, up 1, 2, up 1, 2. Yeah, so that's in the right spot there. I just got to figure out what's going on up here. It seems like that should be over. See, something's wrong up in here. I just can't figure it out. Found it. There we go. Now we got it. So that was just a short bunny tale, a bunny, short little rabbit chronicle. The more times we went to Sandpoint, the less eventful it seemed they got. As far as other things that other than what's supposed to happen at a rabbit show.
Your bill, ladies. I got it. No, you don't. Yes, I did. People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash back on purchases. Visit wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply. There's always that one lovable dog at the park, always looking for cuddles. But this is the right ever. Your dog is
So at this point in the storytelling, if you've got any questions about rabbits, general questions about rabbits or how you show rabbits, what it all, let me know. Turn this way to get it hammered down. Where is? Oh, there it is. Blending. Oops. The world is the world is. Well, this is turning out. These one is turning out to be a little more challenging than the other ones. It's like right now, things are not wanting to. go together. Need that glue to grab right there. All right, on to the next step. Also need to keep track of my camera because I don't want to run out of time. Again. Okay, and go this way. 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Across 1 and a 3. Down a 3. There we go.
People with the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card prefer to pay because they earn unlimited 2% cash back on purchases.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No!
The Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. Visit
Yeah.
wellsfargo.com/activecash. Terms apply.
Look this brother over.
Local MLB games, which means it's never been easier to.
So this one goes there and there.
Root for your home team with DirecTV Stream. The most MLB games, period. DirecTV's not very
I swear sometimes like glue just like pushes things out of place. It's like I get them all snapped in and then I go to double check and they're all pushed out again. Very annoying. And then last round. Hopefully my camera doesn't shut off on me. Be helpful if I could like get it right that first time. Ooh, these ones are loose. I'm going to set that aside. We're going to go on to the next one. Hopefully, I can do this one mistake free if I do it in parts. The end of all, and I will now work the end of this one. I just got done setting the last week's April 23rd for uploading, and it appears that somewhere along the lines my file got corrupted and I didn't realize it until after it was uploaded. So I do apologize now for that. If Chronicles last week. I don't know. And I don't know if there's any way to fix it since I record directly from my camera onto an SD card. Like when I went back to check, like one of my files was gone. And I don't know how to retrieve it off of an SD card. You know, like if it went to recycle bin, you know, if it was a regular file and it went to the recycle bin, I would know how to get it back. But since it was on an SD card, I don't know how. Okay, something's very wrong back there. Because that should not be hanging off that much. Unless this comes forward one, which is entirely possible. So this one here should be connected into 1, 2, 3. So yes, it does come forward one. So that makes sense. Everything is going to snap into place like it's supposed to. So let's get some glue in this one. And then we'll get this guy uploading into my YouTube. And then moving on to my other pre-records for April. Which, by the time you see this, you will have already watched the pre-records for April that I haven't recorded yet. I just realized that. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not going to make any sense. Anyway. Alright, so this goes forward one row. Get you snapped into place. Take a peek around. Darn that pink. Those soles are going to drive me to the loony bin. All right, so I'm going to leave this sitting upside down on my desk to let the weight kind of bear down on it. Just realized that what I was using for weights was my my heavy paper punches, which I put away in cleaning. So I'm going to put my hammer on top of there, and hopefully that will help weigh that down. Put my clip on there so I don't lose it. And that is it for this video. And that is it for the month of April. So come back next week, hit the like button, notification bell, the subscribe, and all those other YouTubey things. And we will talk to you next time.